is gonna shine, shine down on a brand new day.
That's Warren Haynes going, the Warren Haynes Band, and The River's Gonna Rise. Actually, Warren pretty much doing it solo as he is right here, right now. Welcome to the Getaway today, Warren.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. It's been a little while since we last talked, maybe a couple years or so when you last played at the, was it the Lake Champlain Maritime Festival? Right around then?
Yes.
Yeah. So this time around, you're coming in with the Grace Potter Grand Point North Festival. That'll be happening this weekend. And you've been, every time I talk to you, it seems like you're busier and busier. So how's the last couple of years been for you?
You know, everything's been wonderful. I've got no complaints. It just seems like things are going great, and a lot of wonderful opportunities. And, of course, we're very excited about the new Gov't Mule record coming out, and going to be touring behind it for quite a while.
And the name of the album is called Shout, and it's produced by Don Was, who's a pretty famous guy in his own right. And from all reports, I read in an interview that he was doing in Billboard magazine, he's calling you one of the great guitarists of all time, which is pretty good to throw around, right?
Nice thing to hear, yeah.
And the album is on Blue Note Records, which is notably known more for jazz. So how did that happen?
Well, Don is the new president of Blue Note, and I had run into him when I did the Blues at the White House thing with B.B. King and Buddy Guy and Mick Jagger and Jeff Beck and Derek and Susan. And Don was telling me how he was taking over as the president of Blue Note, and we just started having a casual conversation about how the label was changing. And, you know, he kind of planted the seed back then, you know, of us possibly working together. But, you know, that was just a social environment. We didn't talk much business. But as things progressed, you know, that's what it led to.
So you and the band took about a year off or so, and you had your own band, the Warren Haynes Band, out there touring, and that seemed to get you reinvigorated with Gov't Mule, or?
Yeah, I mean, we had been threatening to take a year off for a long time, actually since before Andy Hess left the band, which was over 5 years ago. And we probably would have taken a nice break had Andy not left the band, but when that happened, we were forced into like, oh, we got to find a new bass player, and then we got to start rehearsing and getting the chemistry back up to speed. So it was definitely not the time to take a break then. So fast forward a few years, and we finally felt like, yeah, I think now would be the time. And it also coincided with me wanting to do a solo record, and it just seemed to all make sense. So this is the first Gov't Mule record in 4 years, but it's not like I haven't been busy in between.
No, it's not. I mean, we could go through the list. You did the symphonies with for the Jerry Garcia songs over the summer as well, going from different cities and getting their symphony orchestras involved, and that had some rave reviews. And I just saw something recently where the Garcia family was thanking you for putting that all together as well.
That was an amazing experience. I'm really glad that opportunity arose. They had called, going back to August of last year, with this concept of having symphonies doing the music of Jerry Garcia with some guest artists, and wanted to know if I would be interested in being the first one, and I said absolutely. And so I immediately started coming up with what the concept was going to be, mostly picking material and all that kind of stuff. But it was a great experience, and maybe we'll even do some more with myself in the future, and then I think there's the possibility of some other artists doing it as well. So, you know, that's something that's I think we're going to see more of.
That sounds great. And, of course, you're still playing at times with fill-in friends on occasion down at Terrapin Station and a few other shows as well. The Allman Brothers, you guys have been bouncing between the Allman Brothers and now back to the Government Mule thing. So it has been busy. You are the man in motion, right?
Apparently. We just finished the last Allman Brothers tour of the year, which Grace Potter was on the last 4 shows with us as well, and the 6 prior to that were with Steve Winwood. And, of course, no rest for the weary. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Los Angeles. We're going to start the Government Mule tour in a couple of days, but Wednesday we're doing the Conan O'Brien show. So we'll do that and then start kicking up.
Right, and then you're bouncing right back to the East Coast to be right here in Burlington on the waterfront on Sunday evening.
Yep, and looking forward to that. That's going to be beautiful as always.
It definitely will. A lot of people are very excited about the performances there, and this festival has a pretty good lineup. But getting back to Grace and Steve Winwood, the new album, Shout, is one where Government Mule recorded all the songs that you wrote and put them out on one thing, and then you started talking to different vocalists to recut those songs with the different vocals as well, with like Dave Matthews, Elvis Costello, Grace Potter, Steve Winwood. How'd that come about?
It was a gradual, organic sort of process. Originally, we were just going into the studio to make a normal Government Mule record. And at one point, we had the idea of having Dr. John sing a verse on one song, and Toots Hibbert from Toots and the Maytals sing a verse on one song, and Elvis Costello sing a verse on one song. But these were just ideas that we were kicking around. We had not really committed to them. And then we decided, well, if they're going to sing a small part, that seems kind of a waste. Why don't we just have them sing the whole song and create an alternate version? But again, it was going to be one song or 2 songs or 3 songs, and once it became 3 songs, it was like, let's just do that for all 11 songs and create a whole bonus disc of alternate versions of every song with a different singer. And so I just basically made a list of who, other than myself, I would love to hear singing each song, and we started making phone calls.
So it was all in from there on out. What was the reception from Don Was and Blue Note?
He loved the concept.
Yeah.
He loved the even when it was just going to be one CD of Government Mule, he was really into that. But then when the alternate version concept came about, he was very enamored with it. And then, as a total coincidence, Blue Note signed or was signing Dr. John and Elvis Costello, both of whom wound up being part of our guest wish list. But those were independent thought processes, you know.
Right.
Dave Matthews and Jim James from My Morning Jacket, and Ben Harper, and all these amazing singers interpreting our songs. We just went song by song and tried to choose who would be best for each song.
Sounds great. So they didn't actually play on them; they just sang the songs, right?
Right. We made the conscious decision to limit it to just people singing, because once we came up with the concept, it was called Shout. It was kind of a tribute to, you know, great singers, and it was giving people the insight to see the difference in how one singer interprets the song and how another singer interprets the song. So I think what you really get an inside view of is how a great singer can take a song and make it their own, and each song you get 2 different interpretations, which lets the listener understand the songs even more, I think.
So people can get deeper into what Warren Haynes is writing these days. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of cool songs that we wrote as a band, and some stuff that Danny and I wrote together. In each case, we really painstakingly picked the right singer for each song, and I think that's the most important aspect of the whole extravaganza, is how well each singer is married to the song.
Right. And you said earlier that you had been out on tour with the Allmans, and Steve Winwood, who actually ends up on Shout singing one of the songs there. Grace Potter as well, who sings on there. And I know over the weekend, on Thursday night, you were at the Lock-In Festival, and Grace Potter joined you for a pretty substantial set of music there.
Yeah, we did 5 songs together, and that was the first time we performed the song Whisper in Your Soul, which is the song that Grace sings on the bonus disc. It was the first time Gov't Mule performed the song live, and the first time Grace had performed it, so that was a cool first.
So maybe a little indication of what might happen Sunday night?
Yeah, you never know what might happen.
Okay,
I mean, we love to collaborate, so anytime we can do something, it's always fun. And it's also an indication of what this upcoming tour is going to be like for Gov't Mule, in the way that any chance we have that some of these singers can join us, we're going to take advantage of it.
That sounds great. So people can go to the different cities and venues, and you never know on which night, maybe Toots Hibbert or Dr. John down in New Orleans joining up with you guys.
Yeah, and we hope to schedule a few key shows where there's multiple guests that people even know in advance. Great. that are going to be special shows.
Great. So how is it set up as far as your set list coming into this weekend? If you're just opening up the tour, you're going to go way back and try and do historical sort of view, or what?
Yeah, I think since it's a festival, we'll try and cover a lot of ground, a lot of Gov't Mule through the years, but we'll still play several songs from the new CD, and we'll also go back and look at what we played the last time in the area and make sure that we do something different.
Yeah. So people get something new, and that's going to be Sunday night. It's right on Burlington's waterfront, just a spectacular place to enjoy the music of Gov't Mule. Grace Potter, Trombone Shorty's going to be on hand over the weekend, as well as Shovels and Ropes, some local bands that are pretty darn good. So Grand Point North is shaping up this year to be one of the key festivals, definitely in these parts, and probably starting to gain some traction throughout the industry.
Absolutely.
So it should be a fun time. And how's Matt and the band doing? And are they excited for this?
Yeah, everybody's really excited and really proud of the new record. And I think the year off did us all good in the way that we were able to gain some perspective and know exactly what kind of record we wanted to do. And everybody's nice and fresh and dying to get out and play together. Of course, Gov't Mule is one of those rare bands that everybody gets along great. We're excited to get back together and play music together, and it's always a fun process, so that makes it even more enjoyable.
So do you think you're going to keep the Mule on the road for a year, or have you already figured out how that's going to work with the other bands?
Yeah, we're going to we've already gone to Europe once for 4 weeks. We're going back probably 2 or 3 times. We're going to be touring extensively in the States. This record deserves a big push, and we're gonna spend a lot of time on the road.
Well, you've done a lot of work to lead to this point, and this could be the biggest record for Gov't Mule. So,
well, I know that I'm personally extremely proud of it. I think it's the best record we've ever made, and even if it were just one disc with no guest, I would feel that way. But the fact that it has this bonus disc makes it even more special.
Yeah.
But I think it's the most diverse record we've done. It's song for song my favorite record that we've done, and I'm very proud of it. Hopefully people will feel the same way.
Good deal. And we want to remind everybody you're going to be on Conan on Wednesday, the September 11th, and Gov't Mule featured there. And, of course, Sunday night, you're going to be part of Grand Point North, and then following your performance there, you're heading over to Higher Ground to do a Dead Set as well with Grace Potter.
Yeah, who knows what might happen there.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. So it's going to be a big weekend, and I want to thank you, Warren, for joining up with us here at the Getaway. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
You as well, Artie. Always a pleasure.
Okay, you take care.
All right.
Okay. That's Warren Haynes joining us this afternoon on the Getaway.
And oh, my love, come down. Oh, my love, come tumbling down. And oh, my love, come tumbling down. Oh, my love, come tumbling down. Oh, listen, my son, to the lions. Oh, listen, my son, to the lions inside of me. And my tears will never flow. Oh, my tears like water flow. And oh, my tears like water flow. Oh, my tears like water flow. For the lions, for the lions, for the lions, for the lions very soon.
That's Warren Haynes doing Van Morrison's Listen to the Lions. And again, September 24th, be on the lookout for Shout, his latest release with Gov't, Mule, and the special bonus disc featuring a lot of good friends of his, like Elvis Costello, Ben Harper, Grace Potter, as well as the likes of Steve Winwood. They'll be singing those songs as well. There are different versions of the songs, and it's a whole new concept, like Warren just explained, that he's very excited about. And Sunday night, they'll be headlining Grand Point North with Grace Potter and the Nocturnals. So follow that up with Warren going over to Higher Ground and performing a dead set there. So it's going to be a big weekend for Warren Haynes, Gov't, Mule, Grace Potter, and the Nocturnals, the Grand Point North Festival, and it's great to be all a part of it on the Getaway here at WDEV. We're going to give a look as to what you can expect if you're stepping out for a Monday night for music. We've got the arts calendar standing by, and you're listening to locally owned and operated 96.1 WDEV FM in Warren, FM 96.5 in Barrie, and AM 550 WDEV Waterbury, Montpelier, serving the Kingdom at FM 101.9 from Island Pond.
All good things must come to an end. New Holland.